About change and tomatoes, a true personal story. For reasons I could never fully explain, I disliked foods that contained cooked tomatoes. Perhaps it was the result of some forgotten childhood incident, or perhaps they had become unconsciously linked in my mind to a particular moment or feeling from those early years. It might simply have been the taste itself, which I never quite accepted. In truth, I never really knew the exact reason. I was in the 10th grade when I decided that I wanted to change. I cannot say precisely why. Perhaps it was because I had begun asking myself questions that were not entirely ordinary questions. I mean, questions that went beyond daily routines and tried to search for meaning. A series of reflections began to occupy my mind. Why do I love my father and my mother? Is my love for them somehow connected to a personal benefit? If every possible benefit were removed, would that love remain the same? My mother usually prepared one meal for the whole family and another special dish for me, one that contained no cooked tomatoes. This was not because I was particularly spoiled. Rather, it was because my mother simply wanted to see me happy at every meal. A mother's happiness is deeply holistic. The joy she feels when she sees her child enjoying the food she prepared can be as profound as the joy she feels when that child passes an important and difficult exam. When I began reflecting on the question, why do I love my mother? Another question emerged in my mind, its mirror image. Why does my mother love me? One day I asked her directly, "Why do you love me, Mom?" She laughed softly and replied, "Because you are my son. I cannot really explain it. I don't know how to describe this feeling. I simply love you. You are my child, and I cannot compare my love for you with my love for your father, or even with my love for my own parents. It is a different type of love." At that moment, I decided to give my mother new reasons to love me, reasons that go beyond mere instinct. So I chose to begin with a small change, a simple decision, yet one that carried meaning for me. A change that could express my care for her and my desire to bring her happiness. The next day, I told her, "Mom, I want you to cook food with cooked tomatoes for me." She was surprised by my request. Yet, she was clearly happy, not because she would save the effort of preparing two different meals, but because she believed that tomatoes were healthy. For me, however, it represented something more than a culinary adjustment. It was a small personal victory, a turning point in my personality. I felt that for the first time, I had consciously led a change in my own life. I had altered something that had long been part of my habits and something for which I had become known among my family and friends. It was my first real experience with change. I felt a sense of independence. I felt empowered. I felt responsible and, most importantly, capable. From that moment on, other changes gradually followed. I became more receptive to new ideas, more open to change, and less rigid in my attachment to old habits. What brings me the greatest happiness today is when I ask my mother, "Why do you love me, Mom?" I know that I have given her new reasons to love me, reasons beyond those that naturally lead every mother to love her children. That realization brings a kind of happiness unlike any other. Praise be to God. In conclusion, it is better for a person to cultivate an incremental culture of change that grants greater capacity for growth and learning. Ultimately, change is one of the most important signs of life. Thanks for watching.